Welcome to the video review of Transformers Classics / Universe Voyager class Onslaught. As you can see, Onslaught is a 6-wheeled SWAT vehicle. Options in this mode are, I guess you could call this a cow pusher of sorts, but I like to think of this as his Pac-Man feature. Waka, 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 waka. Okay, that was pretty lame. Anyway, so he has a shield up here, which we can pop off. He also has a function where this wheel turns, and it's supposed to make a sound, but mine is broken. In fact, I've had this figure for over a year, and this thing broke on its own. I used it, I think, once or twice, and it just snapped. So the sound feature here no longer works, but it does work up here. Those are all the sounds we get. As you can see, this is a very, very nicely detailed alternate mode, with little to no robot kibble showing in the vehicle mode. If you look underneath, still there's little to no robot kibble showing, except for the robot head back in there. As you can see, like I said, he is a 6-wheeled figure, and all wheels are plastic, and nicely detailed with some nice tread work. Major problem in this mode, especially for my figure, is these sides do not stay on very well. They just kind of pop off, and I'm not sure if I'm transforming it wrong or if it's an issue with the figure, but they just don't stay on very well, and they do pop off very, very easily. So let's go ahead and get him transformed. We're going to start off by taking those said sides and actually lifting them up like this, just to get them out of the way. And then we'll come in here and just completely pull them out and then rotate them down. Then we'll come back here to this back skirt, lift it up, flip that in, and then slide that whole thing up until it locks into place. This is another problem I have with the figure, in that these back wheels fall off very easily. Another problem I have with the figure is these tabs do not fit very well in these holes. I can't tell if the holes are too big. Like on this side, it's okay-ish. On this side, forget it. I don't know if the tabs are too big or if the holes are too small, but as you can see, there is some warpage and bending of the plastic there. So what these are, I'm not really sure what these parts are for, other than to rotate the the 5th and 6th wheels up and rotate them in. Also, this part is what the figure will stand on. So we'll turn it around here. We will take this part, fold it in, and then just fold this, and it pegs into place. We'll do the same thing over here. So here we have the lower half of the robot mode. And we'll get to the upper half next. Now this is a lot easier than the lower half. It's much more simple. So all we're going to do is pop that apart, rotate them out like that, fold the fists out, rotate the whole section down, and this little piece right here will actually peg into that peg. Like that. We'll just position the arms, rotate the shoulder pads up. What I like to do with this part right here is get that lined up and then just fold it back. Rotate the fists out. Now, one thing you should be aware of with this figure, it is very, very, very easy to turn the fists the wrong way and then flip them back in. If you do that, take a small screwdriver and loosen these 2 screws. Don't unscrew them all the way, just loosen them, and you'll be able to fold the fist out easily. I've done that more than once. Okay, so here we have the figure. Need to get his legs posed correctly. Options in this very nice robot mode include a forearm mounted shield and a forearm mounted cannon. as you can see, he does retain a very nice G1-esque head. Decepticon symbol is on his shoulder. And overall, the figure is just very, very nice to look at. So, as I said, in robot mode, he does have two, I guess you could call them gimmicks, but he does have some gimmicks. The first off being that deployable gun, which is a very, very nice touch. Means you don't need to have a gun in robot mode. And then the next option is you just fold out this peg here, and the shield plugs in. Now the shield has this little tab, which for the longest time I was wondering what it's for. In vehicle mode, when it's sitting on top, you can either fold the tab out to push the button, or just use this, push it down to push the button to make the sound effects. So we've got his shield on one arm, which is very cool. And you can... there is a way for him to hold it in robot mode, like out in front. I have not figured out how yet. Not really sure, other than just kind of doing this. It's more of a riot shield than anything else. It's not a shield. It's more like a riot shield. So there we go. And then you could just pose him any which way you would like. Articulation. Head articulation is unfortunately limited. He could do a whole poltergeist thing, but that's about it. Arms, nice bit of articulation in the arms. The robot kibble gets in away just a little bit, but not much. Elbows, full elbow articulation. Wrists, spin. Then you can spin the arms like that. Plenty of articulation there. Leg articulation is good as well. Nice, sturdy ratchets. Unfortunately, because of the bulk of the figure, you can't get a ton of poses off. It's just not very practical, but you can get some that look really, really good. Like, for example, like that. That's a pretty cool pose. So, the reason I'm reviewing this figure is actually because there are a ton of repaints being released for this guy. Recently, BotCon has announced Clench, which is a repaint of this guy. There's an Overbite repaint. There's a Hardhead repaint. And honestly, any repaint of this guy, I've seen all of them, and they all look very nice. And this is a figure that deserves to be in your collection. He's an excellent figure. I've seen the Hardhead in person, and that looks phenomenal. If you're going to get a repaint, I'd get that one. If you can get the original, definitely get it. But if you have to get a repaint, get a repaint, because, I mean, as you can see, he's just a really nice, quality-looking figure. He poses well, somewhat. He's just looks imposing. Everything that the Decepticons are is really summed up well in this figure. Just that brute strength look. And I really, really recommend picking this guy up. I don't think you'll be disappointed, and plus, he's just really, really awesome. Well, except for his sound effects.